let's talk about this situation with Jarrell Miller saying he's now willing to go to the UK to fight Dillian Whyte on the Anthony Joshua Kubrat Pulev undercard. Have you seen any of this stuff about Jarrell Miller and Dillian Whyte?
To be honest, I wasn't even aware of it.
You ain't even aware of it. All right, well, Jarrell Miller's been on social media or on Twitter saying he's willing to go to the UK to fight Dillian Whyte. He did an interview with Kugan Cassius, a phone interview on IFL. And yeah, he says as long as Eddie Hearn tells him a number that he's happy with, then he'll fight on the undercard against Dillian Whyte. Personally, I can't see the fight happening, even though they're talking it up at the moment, because I don't see how there's going to be enough money to pay these two guys. Dillian Whyte ain't going to want chicken change for fighting somebody as dangerous as Jarrell Miller and vice versa. And at the end of the day, it's an Anthony Joshua show. It's an Anthony Joshua fight card. And according to Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua has the final say on how the budget is allocated.
Yeah.
You know?
So obviously with Dillian Whyte being like his former nemesis and they don't seem to be in good terms, he's not going to want to give a good payout to that guy. So yeah. That's
what I'm thinking. But if it did happen, how would you see a fight going between Dillian Whyte and Big Baby?
I mean, Big Baby is he's sort of similar to like I said before about like, so like, the thing with like Canelo and Tyson, like they had a muscular presence about them when they're in the ring. Like when they're coming towards you, I don't know, their sort of demeanor and the way they carry themselves is sort of intimidating and menacing. Like I feel like Jarrell Miller tries to do the same thing, but it just doesn't work because he's not that type of, like, he tries to be that type of guy, but it's mainly his size that he's using as an intimidation factor, as opposed to his actual with Tyson, for example, with Tyson Canelo. Like it was intimidating because you knew they had the skills to back it up, like the explosive power, the elusiveness, all of that. But with Jarrell Miller, like he when a fighter relies on one asset too much, when that asset is taken away, sometimes it seems like they don't have like any other like tools in their shed. So I feel like with Jarrell Miller, because he relies on his size and his physicality too much. If Dillian Whyte can take that away, then it's his for the taking. But obviously with that size, it is extremely hard and tiring fighting someone that's that big.
Because Chisora is nowhere near as big as Jarrell Miller.
And he did push him back.
And he pushed back Dillian Whyte the whole fight.
Yeah.
Or for most of until Derek Chisora got tired, and then Dillian Whyte was able to get off the ropes and have a bit of space and do his thing. But he didn't find it that difficult to push Dillian Whyte back. Yeah. Anthony Joshua didn't find it difficult to push Dillian Whyte back. And Anthony Joshua's not as big as, I mean, I know he's taller, but in terms of body mass, he's not as big as Jarrell Miller.
Yeah, yeah.
So will Dillian Whyte be able to keep him off and avoid getting mauled? Because that's how Jarrell Miller fights people. He mauls them to death.
Yeah.
He's like a big bear that just comes at you and just mauls you.
It's not sophisticated, but it's effective the way he does it in some sense.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But who would you, let me put you on the spot. Who would win the fight? How would it go? What would the result be?
It's a hard one because a part of me feels like Dillian Whyte has the better all-round skill, but sometimes you can't ignore someone's physicality like that, who's that big.
So what, you trying to sit on the fence?
I'm leaning a bit towards actually, you know what? A part of me is wants to lean towards Jarrell Miller, but then I know it's like a Eddie Hearn show, so like obviously the political clout is going to be on Dillian Whyte's favor. So, and obviously down the road, he could fight Anthony Joshua again, and they can make a big blockbuster fight. So obviously, if it is a close decision, then they'll nod it towards Dillian Whyte. You know what? If the fight isn't signed yet, there's no reason for me to give a prediction. So yeah,
you're copying out. All right.
I'm not copying out. The thing is, like, it's just that when a fight is signed and obviously you get closer to a fight, different factors come into play. Like when you talk about obviously like Golovkin looking drained, that's a factor. Of course, other factors come into play. So obviously at this moment in time, the fight isn't even signed. So it's almost like a mirage in the distance. There's no point like speculating about something that won't even happen potentially. So obviously if a fight is signed and it's getting closer to it, then I could give a prediction because I've got all the factors and everything in place. So I can look at everything from a high, like I can see the whole perspective basically, as opposed to something that's not signed.